It's a great privileged moment for me to be associated with such a blessed function of Punjab National Bank, because this is not a routine function, because it gives inspiration to others also within the government sector as well as the private sector to do good work for the society. I know Punjab National Bank is doing it as a part of its CSR responsibility, but take up an initiative on a scale like this, where you are trying to help people all across the country to fight COVID, that too in over 660 districts of the country. So I have to express my grateful thanks to Punjab National Bank and its officials, more particularly on behalf of the Health Ministry, because the cause for which you have dedicated the CSR activities is basically related to alleviation of the sufferings of the people related to a very pertinent issue today, and that is COVID-19, which not only India but the whole world and people all across the whole globe are fighting this pandemic for almost over 6 months now. It's very unusual in the history of the nation and the whole world that everybody all across the world is just busy in one thing, is to protect and save its people from the devastating ill effects of a small tiny virus COVID-19, known to the layman as coronavirus. Punjab National Bank has a very distinguished history. It has already, although the bank completes 125 years, but the concept of the bank was born 126 years back on 12th April in 1894. And then, as far as I know, next year itself the first branch was initiated, and today it is probably maybe amongst the top 2 banks in the whole country. A bank with 118 million customers, whatever I could gather as information about the bank, with over 10,910 branches. And now when 2 other banks, the United Bank of India and the Oriental Bank of Commerce, have merged into this, it has over 13,000 plus ATMs all across the country. It is not only serving people in India in a big way, it is serving people in UK, it is serving people in Hong Kong, it is serving people in Kowloon, Dubai, and then of course Kazakhstan, UAE, Shanghai in China, Sydney in Australia, and then it has collaboration with banks where it has a major share in Bhutan as well as Nepal. So it's not a routine bank located in a couple of locations in the country. It has an international spectrum, and also a very pious history with the involvement of the great freedom fighter Lala Lajpat Rai ji, our most revered leader of the freedom movement, and Shri Dayal Singh Majithia ji and many others who were instrumental and who were associated in the birth of the bank and also its management for number of years. Among the great dignitaries of this country, our first Prime Minister Shri Jawaharlal Nehru, father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi, our revered Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, one of the another son of the soil, and also former Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi, and the committee of Jallianwala Bagh, something which this country can never forget, and we always remember the people who lost their lives in that massacre. They are all very some of the important names who had their association with this bank, who had their accounts in this bank. The bank has been serving humanity with the utmost commitment, sincerity, with a sense of purpose, and with extreme good quality focus on customer care. Today the country is passing through very difficult times, as the whole world is also. For the information of those who are connected with the program, you may like to recall that India is amongst the first country in the whole world where we had responded to the news of a new coronavirus having entered this world through China. That information was received by the whole world officially on 7th of January through the World Health Organization. And here in this ministry, we had organized our first meeting of the group of experts with even representatives from international organizations within less than 24 hours of that information on 8th of January, almost 6 months back. And in that meeting itself, there was no case in the country, nobody had entered India with an infection. But anticipating with our past experience, we all know that India has in the past also faced so many difficult situations. We have already eradicated diseases like smallpox and poliomyelitis from the country. We have fought against many other viruses in the past, starting from the AIDS virus in the 80s to the swine flu or Ebola or Zika and Nipah virus in the recent past. We have fought them very successfully. We had not allowed Ebola to enter India in 2014, and last 2 years, last year itself, we did not allow the Nipah virus to come out of Kerala. So with that experience and anticipating that things that could actually happen in the future, our ministry had drafted detailed action plan, detailed advisories for the whole country, and within the next 7 to 10 days we had shared all those details with all the states, all the health departments of the whole country. We had started very active community surveillance. We had started the point of entry surveillance. Our first case had come to India on 30th of January, and immediately after that, the Prime Minister had formed a group of ministers headed by the Health Minister. Until now, we have almost had 1.5 dozen meetings of the group. Our Prime Minister from the day one has been monitoring the whole situation very meticulously, and throughout we have adopted a very proactive and graded response. We have had preemptive strategies. We could apprehend the future troubles, and accordingly you have seen that the country went into the lockdown phase. It was a bold decision on the part of the Prime Minister, and to make the country remain prepared for the lockdown, there was that unique innovative experiment of a Janta curfew by the Prime Minister, which was again very successful. We saw lockdown 1, we saw 2, we saw 3, we saw 4, and now we are into unlock 1, and then ultimately today we are into unlock 2. And we have seen in a vast country like India with over 1.35 billion people, and with so many difficulties that we encountered during the past 6 months, whether it was related to Tablighi incident, or whether it was related to the migrant workers, whether it was related to ultimately shifting the migrant workers back, and not only a few couple of thousands, but millions of migrant workers had to be shifted back to their native places. All these bold decisions were taken, they were all implemented. There was a huge setback to economy, but we have all seen that the Prime Minister took very bold decisions even to ensure that we try to revive the economy. We take care of the shock that the country has received due to the setback on the economic front. And today I was very happy to hear Mr. Mallikarjuna when he said that the public sector banks, the private sector banks, the public sector undertakings, and all other various stakeholders like Reserve Bank of India, etc., they are all taking care of ensuring that India, with its vast human resource and its vast experience and its vast potential, under the leadership of our Prime Minister, is able to bring back the economy on the right track and take it forward. And we can see that the fruits have started appearing. Prime Minister had taken bold decisions. We know about the Garib Kalyan packages, we know about the 20 lakh crore economic packages, which took almost 7 days for the Finance Minister to describe them to the whole country. So a lot of things have happened on the various fronts, and the banking sector now has a very great role to play, because those who have suffered, they would certainly need help from the banking sector, and then that help has to be forthcoming in the simplest manner, without any difficulty, without any bottleneck. There has to be a people-friendly approach. The Jan Dhan Yojana, which was announced by the Prime Minister on 15th of August 2014, I think a couple of months after having taken over as the Prime Minister of this country, we saw it was a huge support of the banking sector, that today we can proudly say is over almost like 40 crore people in this country have their bank accounts opened. Virtually everybody in this country has access to banking services. All money by the click of a button goes is directly transferred into the bank accounts of these poor people. And I fondly remember that on 26th of January 2015, India's name had gone into the Guinness Book of World Record because of the fastest delivery of services through the bank and its officials and its employees, when they ensured that the majority of Indians had their bank accounts. So the point that I want to make is that banking sector is so important, and for carrying out and implementing the progressive schemes and the visionary schemes of our Prime Minister, he banks a lot on the support of the banking sector. And today, when in this COVID pandemic, you have taken over your shoulders the responsibility of providing these masks and the sanitizers free to the people of India in almost all the districts. I think this is certainly a step which should be hugely welcomed by everyone. And as I said earlier, I wish to thank you to all your employees, and through your employees to all your customers. I wish to once again reiterate as Health Minister of India that there is no rocket science involved in preventing the disease from entering your body. If you take care of the basic precautions which have been emphasized and reiterated and talked by the Prime Minister also on so many occasions by now, it's only about wearing this mask all the time, and it's about keeping a safe distance from others, and that's about 1 to 2 meters. You call it a social distance or a physical distance. And then just to, otherwise also we Indians are used to following all these precautions about hygiene and all. Our father of the nation used to say that it is keeping cleanliness is next to godliness, and the sanitation movement that was launched on the birthday of the father of the nation in 2014, it has yielded rich dividends, at least in the health sector, I can say. Because of those sanitation activities, a lot of parameters have improved in this country. It is not the function to elaborate upon them. So I have been emphasizing that the whole country, with its scientists, researchers, doctors, ICMR people, CSIR people, biotechnology people, DST people, we are all working hard to develop the vaccine against COVID. We are all working hard to discover a new drug. We are all working hard to repurpose the already existing drugs for the cure against COVID. But till that is achieved, till that success story we can see, the social vaccine that is available to us, and it's very simple: mask, social distance, hand hygiene and respiratory etiquettes. Only these 4 things. So you are going to help people with the masks and of course the sanitizers. Sanitizers may be relevant in situations where you don't have a running tap water or a soap. But for the majority of Indians, I would say if you have a running water and a soap, then there is nothing better than washing your hands with water and soap. You don't have to look for sanitizers. But of course, for ensuring that the surfaces that you touch, that you use, and then of course in places where you may not be able to wash your hands with water and soap, there comes the role of the sanitizers also. So your endeavor today from the Punjab National Bank is going to help the country in a big way. I am very hopeful that the way things are moving, you may see every day that there are a number of cases appearing, but 90% of the number one, I would say that 90% of these cases are in just about 8-9 states, in a couple of cities. We still, in a country of 1.35 billion people, have the highest recovery rate, is about 63% right now, and the lowest fatality rate. It has come down to almost 2.45 today morning. So you remember that we started with a recovery rate of 7, 8, 9% at our 4 o'clock press conferences. Today we talk of 63%, and our fatality rate is, and in majority of the states it is lesser than this 2.45. We started with one lab in this country. Most of the people in this country may not be knowing that till almost 2013 or so, the testing of these viruses, and especially the respiratory viruses, all these swabs used to be sent to America, to the Center for Disease Control in America for testing. And now in 2020, when we are faced with this COVID, again a respiratory virus affecting mainly the respiratory system, we started with one lab in the month of February, and today we have almost 1,268 laboratories in the country. 97% of the country, within 3 hours from the place where you are residing, you can get a lab. We have all sorts of tests being done, and we are almost testing over 3 lakh people in a day, and we intend to go up to 1 million tests per day in the next 10 to 12 weeks or so. So we have ourselves seen the huge capacity and the capability and the potential of India. All these N95 masks and PPEs and things like that, ventilators, we used to import. But today we have come in a position where we have been able to promote, help, handhold the indigenous manufacturers. We are producing almost 5 lakh PPE kits a day. We have the capacity to, if we wish, we can even export. So it's all thanks to India, which has stood like a nation. Every sector, every part of the community has risen to the occasion. They have done their duties, and I would like to use this occasion to especially thank the Corona warriors, all our doctors, the nurses, the other paramedical staff and the hospital staff, and those who work in the field, whether it is the policemen or the paramilitary forces or the journalists. Everybody has responded to the situation. Yesterday itself, I was in a program where policemen who got infected. In Delhi itself, over 2,500 odd policemen got infected with corona, and now they are leading the movement to donate their plasma to help in saving the lives of the others. So everybody is trying to do his or her bit in whatever best possible manner they can, and that is why I see that Punjab National Bank has also risen to the occasion. Thanks all of you on behalf of the Health Ministry and our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has been guiding us and blessing us and also leading and monitoring from the front. Namaskar, Jai Hind.